Welcome to the second week of the course. Last week, we had discussed the importance of financial information. We also met with the various users of financial statements and we discussed how they use the financial information for decision making. We also introduced you to the basic financial statements, which is the balance sheet, the income statement and the cash flow statements. We then moved on to discuss the accounting equation, where we said assets are equal to liability plus equity. We also discussed some accounting concepts and principles. We also visited the Raj's Cafe, where we saw how he was running his business, but he was in great trouble because he didn't understand how to do some bit of accounting. This week, we will be discussing the various elements of the balance sheet in greater detail. In particular, we will be focusing on the various elements of the balance sheet, the application of accounting standards or accounting rules to these elements of the balance sheet, starting with assets, moving to liabilities and equity. Many a time students assume that if an item is not an asset, then automatically it becomes a liability. Is that so? Do we need to classify the assets in any particular manner? Do we need to call them as current assets and non-current assets? And if so, why is that so? We will also be discussing the various items in the assets like property, plant and equipment and other assets. And we will also understand the rules applied to these assets. After we discuss assets, we will move to the liability side of the balance sheet to discuss equity and liability in greater detail.